Okay, hello, I think this is live. So let me know if you can hear me, please. I'm just moving around my little chat window so I can get all set up. And for those of you that don't know me, welcome, welcome. For those of you that do know me, welcome, welcome. My name is Janet Wright. I am an energy healer, reader, and teacher. And this is a Q&A where I answer questions. You guys ask questions. Please only ask one or two questions because I want to hear from everybody. I want to try to answer questions from everybody if I can. Thank you for the we can see you, we can hear you. I appreciate that. So anyway, if I do notice somebody, and also like I said before, try to, if you want to say hi to people, just keep it general, like, hi everyone, general, innocent, positive, encouraging. Please don't directly address any other commenter for any reason, because I want people to feel like they have privacy and they're not being addressed by strangers. They're just addressing me. They're just hanging out with their angels and addressing me, and they just have this slight sense of a positive bunch of other people. But I don't want, I want people to have that privacy and that breathing room. Okay, so thank you so much for your understanding. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and read some of these questions. Okay, so somebody says, released some heavy barbed metal devices from my sacral chakra. Were those old past life religious oppression devices? It was past life. I don't think it was religious oppression though. It was some kind of a yeah, it was some kind of a thing involving a bad parent or something. So it wasn't technically religious. But sometimes I give people grief because you clear stuff and then you like overly study it, versus just clearing and then restoring and chilling out, but it's interesting also to read things. So yeah, so I would say no. Past life, yes. Religious oppression, no. Someone says, hi, thank you so much for doing this. You're welcome. Oh, and for those that don't know, I do 2 Q&As a month these days. It's after the Sunday healing that I do. So it'll be 2 hours after the start of the Sunday healing. And I do 2 Sunday healings a month. Just go to my website, janetwrightreadings.com, and the pay for sessions here page, the payment page lists all the dates and all the themes of all the healings. And of course you can purchase healings before they sell out if you want. There might be one left for the August Healing Masterclass on work-life balance. I don't know if someone's bought it yet or not. My website says 4 left, but there's 1 left. And so it may be sold out. You can try to buy it. But the September healings are available right now. And those are, the September triplet set is a group of 3 healings on hearing your angels and peace of mind. And then the September Healing Masterclass later in the month is on healthy family boundaries. So good ones. Those will not linger. So, I mean, they will certainly sell out. So, just a heads up. Okay, someone says, I feel like my short-term, oh, and can you give this a thumbs up? I always forget that. If you could give it a thumbs up, even now, when it's a live stream or later as a video, it always helps YouTube to take it seriously and show it to other people. I feel like my short-term memory has been really bad lately. Maybe the last week or 2, very low recall. Yeah, welcome to my world. What's going on and how can I help fix it? Yeah, your angels, they say it is because you're getting way more present, and you're clearing energy really fast, and you're just really changing a lot. And so you're losing a lot of your old patterns. So it's sort of so they're just encouraging you to create new habits that help you remember the things that you need to remember. Like make lists of certain things, like I'm always telling people, please, when you buy a healing, write down what you bought, because oh my gosh, it's just like such a circus when I'm doing like the bookkeeping for these massive group healings, and like people are like, oh, I bought 4 extra, or I bought 2 extra. Oh, I didn't mean to buy that one. I bought the other. It's like, please do me a favor. Stop. Keep buying them, but just write it down. Try to. I mean, we all make mistakes. I get it, but at least just try. But anyway, yeah. So it's because you're getting more present, and so you just have to. They're saying maybe some blue soaks might help. That if you look up on YouTube, Janet Wright blue soak deep thought, that could help soothe your mind, so that maybe you remember the things you want to remember better. But blue soak. But part of it is just because you're growing and changing really fast right now. So you're gonna have to make more lists or adapt in some other way. So it says, hi Janet, lately I've been really drawn to any videos about mediums, shamanism, etc. Is it because of beings fake angels? Yeah, it does seem a little iffy. Yeah, I would line up your real angels, line up your fake angels, and ask your real angels to get rid of all the fake angels. Yeah, I don't think that's your real angels telling you to watch shamanism videos. I mean, there could be some reason for someone to want to watch those videos, but in your case, it's just fake angel stuff. It's not your angel saying, yeah, you need this. I there are a lot of different people, that do spiritual work. And sometimes people do it from a more in-body place, and sometimes people do it from a pretty out-of-body place. So like, rather than their spirit being fully present in their chakras, they're kind of out, And so a lot of people that use titles like shaman and blah, 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 they tend to be more the out types. And it's a generalization, but a lot of times the out types, they end up using beings to help them that are not angels, and so they're invasive, because if they're out and they have beings in their space, then it's not that they're never helping anybody, but the beings that are in their space that are invasive for them could wind up in the other people's space too. So it's just energetically, I would look long and hard and very carefully at a practitioner like that you were considering using. Look at any practitioner you're considering using, just really try to get an instinct about it, pray about it, say, angels, is this person someone that I should work with, and just think about it and ask your angels about it for a couple days. You sleep on it, but typically the more titles they use, the more out they are, and the more beings they have, and then it's a little less. They would tend to have more invasive methods. Well-intentioned perhaps, but nevertheless invasive. So just heads up. La 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 la. So there's that. Someone says, oh boy, people have already started. Yes, people do start with their questions early. I've had a super difficult time with staying asleep the last few nights. I'm hoping you can give me some guidance on what's going on. Sure. Well, I mean, just because I need to say this for everybody, caffeine, caffeine really does affect sleep in ways that you might not realize, because you're like, oh, but then I didn't have caffeine. I have caffeine every day, but then I didn't have it on Wednesday during the day, and I couldn't sleep Wednesday night either. So it must not be the caffeine. But that's not true, because the caffeine, your pattern of taking caffeine could have imbalanced you to the point where now you're too wired, even if you skip a day, so it doesn't mean that the caffeine wasn't a big part of the issue. So just a heads up for people. there's that. But anyway, if I look specifically at you, just for context, it looks like you haven't received the healing. You didn't receive the healing today. If you did, you could correct me later down below. Let me know that you did receive the healing, but it looks like a person actually, like in your life, just some person that's really excited about something and they just So there are connections that you have between your, okay, the video I would suggest, okay, let's keep it simple. The video I would suggest is just search on YouTube, Janet Wright, so it's my video that you're looking for, and then 7-3 tune up. 7 space 3 space tune up. One word, I think. So Janet Wright 7-3 tune up for 7th chakra, 3rd chakra tune up. And that'll help you clear the energy connections between your 3rd, physical 3rd, and spirit 3rd, and your physical 7th and astral 7th. And because I think you have somebody who means well, but they're very excited and they're courting into these body spirit connections that you have, like during the night. And all that enthusiasm and extra energy they have is like startling you and like waking you up, and then like kind of, like a jolt of caffeine or something, but it's this person. So it could be like a mother-in-law, it could be a mother, it could be a good friend, excited about an event that's coming. I'm not sure who. It could be several women. It does seem like a woman that and that means well, but nevertheless, being invasive. So I would say do that video 7-3 tune up, 7th chakra, 3rd chakra tune up, and just melt away everybody from those connections so that it's just you, and then you can calm down your 7th chakras and your 3rd chakras and just calm them down. And you can do that in advance of going to sleep. You can do it during the day, and then you can do it, if you wake up, just calm them back down, clean off the connections, get everyone out of the way so that you can go back to sleep. I think ultimately then also your kundalini is turning on, which is this chakra beneath your 1st chakra that generates this very like charismatic energy. Technically, if it's blasting, it's a sexual energy, but if it's kind of low or medium, it's just a real awake kind of charisma, motivation kind of energy. So you could turn that off too to go back to sleep. You can look up any of my Kundalini videos if you just search Janet Wright Kundalini. You should find some. Also, you can look at my playlists, my YouTube channel, and go to playlists. Because pretty recently I made a Kundalini playlist, just picking like my favorite Kundalini videos that I've made and putting them in a playlist. So you can find it in the playlist tab if you want. But if you can't find stuff like that, just comment below later and I'll point you in the right direction. But yeah, so I would say 7th, 3rd chakra tune-up video, and then maybe one of the Kundalini videos, just so you kind of understand that chakra and know how to turn it off for sleep. All right, somebody says, they're reminding me of their name. Yes, thank you. They say, how am I looking with device removal and fake angels? I've been working on them since you mentioned it. Well, fake angels, you're doing great with that. I don't think that's an issue right now. Device removal, I'm not sure what kind of devices. I mean, that's a pretty broad statement. I would say how you're doing overall. You're in 7-2. Your first layer of your aura is really tight. So that's where I would focus attention, is just more that first layer, the one right up against your skin everywhere, and loosen it up under your feet, loosen it up here, maybe, around your shoulders in the back there, it gets real tight, and just open that up more. But it does seem like you're progressing well. Yeah, that could be nice too. So first layer, first chakra, because like in the back, it could release better, the back of your first chakra. So that video, get present in second and first chakras, that's nice. I know you probably already do that, so you can keep doing that one, but just, so if you search Janet Wright, get present 2-1, you'll find it. But just do the first layer more. And you can even just memorize, just a little quick first layer stuff, just so you feel like it opens up better. And the back of your first chakra, unblock it, so you feel like it opens up better. But then, oh yeah, the that own path one where you're clearing off your spiritual path, that looks nice for you right now. Janet, if you search Janet Wright, clear punishment own path. That's a nice video. So yeah, first layer for chakra, and then clear your path off more, and that should be nice and fun for you. But yeah, seems like you're doing great. So yeah, that I already answered because you asked a different question later, what message do my angels have for me, but they just did it. They just told you what to work on. So yeah, got 2 questions in one. So someone says, parents, I try to send them energy flowers daily, although lately not as consistent. I guess they're not laying off. What else can I do? Yeah, good point. Well, your mom, this is something to check for, I guess, with people. Okay, so if you don't know, I have a video called Janet, if you search Janet Wright conflict resolution, resolve conflict boundary issues. Even if you just type Janet Wright resolve conflict boundary, you'll find it. But Janet Wright resolve conflict boundary issues. It's a really nice video to do to help people who are being invasive with you, say your friends, your parents, your spouse, whoever you feel like is in your face, your boss. Even if they're well-intentioned or if they're malevolent, it works either way. It just helps to center them. It's totally good karma. It's a very gentle process to do for somebody. So even if you just want to help somebody that you think is a great person, it'd be a cool video to do for them, because you work with your angels. It's very respectful, very newbie friendly. That video, Janet Wright, resolve conflict boundary issues. But okay, so what she's saying is, I've been doing that with my parents on and off. Why are they still in my space? Because they were pretty much big in her space. So your mom, she has all the flowers like displayed like in a wall. She's not absorbing them. She's not receiving them. She half receives them. So she'll kind of leave that, she'll gather them from where you brought them, and then she just makes a big wall of them, but she's like, well, they just look nice there. Like she's not really understanding. So let me see if I can talk to her, see what the problem is. Yeah, I told her they were for her. They were to help her to relax and to feel better. And so she thought about it for a little, and she tried them, and now she likes them. So she's going to go through her stockpile of all the flowers that you've been making for her, and that they should work better now because she's trying that. She likes that. I mean, the energy flowers are already tuned by her angels and your angels to be the most acceptable to her, but people still sometimes have problems receiving. They feel like give, work. So, but so sometimes they need a little bit of like conversation back and forth. If you notice that the flowers are all piled up and they're not really receiving them, just imagine a conversation, like save present, so you're not in their brain, but just like talk to them and be like, hey, what's up? Those are for you. What do you think about them? But anyway, so she's receiving them now. Your dad, yeah, your dad needed, I had his angels explain it to him, because your dad was like doing his classic like bossy thing, like like, oh, I don't have time to receive those flowers that she's given me. I've saved them, but they're for later because right now I need to make sure that she's not making mistakes in her life. You know, I need to control my daughter now. I don't have time for these flowers. So I asked him, I said, well, what do your angels say about that? And then they said, oh, I'm neglecting my duties that are very important to me and my family. Is how they explained it to him. And so then he's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I need to get to that. And so now he's unboxing all the flowers that you gave him, and he's working on receiving them. So hopefully that should buy you a lot of peace now. We'll see, but they may need a little talking to every now and then if they forget to receive. If they forget, you know, if they get all stuck in their head again. All right, I gotta go fast. Let me set a timer too, man. Whew. Let's say we started a little bit late, so let's say we have 45 minutes left. So I'm gonna set a timer. All right, so thank you for your question. Janet, can you please tell me what healing is needed for me and my parents? I don't know who you are. I'll try to look at you, but I don't know, like, because you know you're one of the people with like the cute little anonymous YouTube names, and I don't know who you are because I don't remember that name. So maybe ask the question again lower down with your actual name. But I guess maybe I'll try now without the name. I mean, if you're asking which group healing, then I would say any of them. You know, just don't worry about the theme. I mean, if you have a choice, I mean, parents that haven't been healed in a long time, maybe the triplet might be better for them because it's 3 healings, so it might get through to them better. But your mom seems to be like one that would really kind of vibe with the archangel energy of a healing masterclass. So maybe the triplet for your dad and the healing masterclass for your mom. But you could do either. Probably just the sooner the better. But yeah, if you want like a video suggestion, tell me who you are. Just like first name and last initial to remind me. Someone says, hey, Janet, I'm trying to find a new job, but really lacking the motivation to look. What's going on there? Yeah, so this is a good question. Sometimes when you have a motivation problem, it's that you have a motivation problem. Sometimes it's not that. It's that your angels are holding you back for reasons that you don't know consciously. Like, I'll give you an example. I have a garden. My whole front yard is a garden. I just put wood chips down on 2/3 of it. The other third I'm supposed to do, but I need more wood chips. But anyway, so bam, instead of a lawn, it's all a garden, right? But does that mean it's all planted? No, it just has a bunch of wood chips. There's some plantings, but a lot of it's just wood chips right now. So I have a ton of seeds I bought, you know, I've been meaning to do this and that, and you know, there's time, there's energy, there's whatever, right? And so there, I keep thinking, well, why am I not, you know, doing these extra rows of plantings that I had sort of had in my mind? But unfortunately, I wasn't beating myself up about it, but I was kind of wondering, why am I not doing that? And then turns out that we needed this project done like on the front boundary that involves heavy machinery. And this guy had to come in and bring this big machine, which pretty much tore up half the yard, the half that I hadn't planted yet. And if I had planted, it would have just ripped up everything I planted. So it was perfect that I hadn't planted my garden that I had in mind, you know, but that was the angels holding me back. So I think in your case, it's the angels holding you back. There's some kind of timing issue involved and it's not quite right yet. So just consciously try to work with your angels, you know, maybe sketch out different months and then ask your angels, what about this month? Should I look in this month? Should I look in this month? Try to get a sense of it if you want. But at least at this point, it looks like your angels are holding you back on purpose. It's not you just being stuck and unmotivated. So there's that. How did my mom do in the healing? Ironically, the part that her angels are showing me the most is that part that we did really towards the Q&A at the end, which was you ask your angels to undo any control and manipulation that you've done, because maybe you're still controlling someone from a past life, or maybe you're controlling and manipulating a bunch of people, like just because of past lives or this life subconsciously or whatever. That was a big deal for her she really did make that request. Angels help me to stop controlling people, so that there's like some stuff that's in the process of being undone with past life people, with you and your siblings, and so that's a big deal. So you could remind her of that one, maybe a week from now, 2 weeks from now, say, hey, Mom, remember that? How about I do it and you do it? But yeah, that's interesting. Someone says, hi, Janet, thanks for the healing. How is my GV meridian doing today? I feel a little lost in time, been finding it hard to ground for the past week or so. Okay, so for those that don't know, GV stands for governing vessel. It's a Chinese medicine meridian. It's really cool. It goes up the center line of your back and wraps around your head and then goes into the roof of your mouth. So it goes straight up and in there. And then the CV meridian goes up the front and then goes straight into the tip of your tongue. So I have videos. If you search Janet Wright GV CV, you'll find them. Janet Wright GV CV. You probably don't even have to put meridian, just put Janet Wright CV GV, but I'll write meridian in case. Okay. So now, how is it doing today? It looks okay. Looks okay. A little leaky around the neck, which is interesting because you did get the healing today. So something must be there for it not to have repaired right there. It looks like little white knives, like somebody threw some energy back there. Sometimes energy that people throw looks like spears, long sticks. Sometimes it looks like little knives. This looks actually like a past life thing. But around here, where you probably were thinking of, that looks much better. Because I know you and I talked about your GV meridian up here, so it looks good around your head. It just right by your neck on this left side, there's some white knives from a past life, so you could remove those and heal up the meridian better there. I think you've been grounding. I just think that sometimes you're in your lower two chakras and sometimes you pop out. So I think then you're thinking, I'm not grounded, but you're really having a chakra problem and not a grounding problem. Specifically the lower two chakras, just look in the back of second chakra and first chakra and just imagine big copies and unblock them. The back of second and the back of the first, so that you can click back in there and click in your legs again. Yeah, but I would say, yeah, work on being in your legs, not above them, not in front of them, and work on unblocking 2 and 1 so you can click back into 2 and 1, because I think you're having a leg and 2 and 1 issue, not a grounding issue. Your grounding's there. Someone says, if a second question is okay, I've been feeling courted a lot lately. I can't make heads or tails of who they're from. I have a hard time clearing them. Do angels have advice? Yeah, it's just, I think you need aura repair. And I think your chakras are repaired, but just your aura gets real ripped up in the back. And if it's that ripped up, you're just going to have safety and boundary problems, period. So yeah, I would work on that aura repair. I don't think, it looks like maybe you don't do aura repair consciously. Also, you could do that video that I've mentioned, if you search Janet Wright, resolve conflict boundary issues, and give flowers to those people that are being invasive, that are whacking holes in your aura and stuff, just to help them chill out. That helps too. But yeah, repair your aura. That's That's important, because without that, you know, you're not going to be able to deal with stuff pretty well. Okay. Someone says, I have been having trouble with being hard on myself for normal, tough emotions. Can you check in on me and see if I'm in all chakras and see how I'm doing? Well, right now you are, it's kind of funny. You're very much in 765, but then 4, 3, 2, 1, you're kind of like, it reminds me of like if I'm a little over in my chair and I'm not like fully centered in my chair. Like you're like scooted a little bit. I would look at the backs of 4, 3, 2, 1 and just notice, because you have some blockages in the your one of your sides of 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm like getting all turned around, but just look and just unblock 4, 3, 2, 1 better so that you can click more fully in. So I think you have an issue with the back of 4, 3, 2, 1. So then if you get in there more, then yeah, then you can up your fourth more. But I think it's really like if you're in more, you're fully in each side, each leg, each hip, all completely in the back of all your chakras, then I don't think it would be such an issue. I think when you're like sort of not comfortably in all your chakras, then it's easier to stay triggered and not clear right. So yeah, I would just work on the back of the chakras and see if that gets you to a better place. Yeah. All right. Hi, Janet. You mentioned leaking energy, and I'm wondering if I've been leaking energy from my lower legs. Yes, you have been. They hurt, but always feel better after your session. Yeah. Yeah. But I think same thing, like I said, if you get an influx of energy that's not yours, it can cause leaking, right? Because if you think about it, it's just energy coming in that doesn't belong there, and it's too much, and so it's just making you burst holes, right? So where you and many people are getting that influx of energy that's not yours is through your communal grounding that is accidentally communal grounding and not indie grounding. Very often you get business people, work people, hooked in to your grounding, sending energy, jumping in there like it's some big, summer retreat center for them. So you have some people who are confused about the purpose of your grounding. So, so that's part of it. The connections going into your grounding. So you do more indie grounding, get rid of that. That'll help your lower legs a lot, so they don't keep busting open. And then first chakra stuff. You have people, trying in the front and the back to just like hook into your first layer, hook into your first chakra, send you their problems. Like, oh, here's what you could help me on today. Here's what you could do for me today. Like maybe you're about to meet with them. And so, for like 3 days in advance, they try dumping things in your first layer of your aura. I would say in general for everybody, if you have somebody that's helping you, say even a guy who's helping you outside with a like do your driveway or do some physical project, or you have a teacher or a mentor or a healer or something like that, try to not dump energy on them. I think people are like, well, I want you to help me in certain ways and I want you to really, really do a good job, but give what you want, give all that desire and that little wish list, give it to your angels. Don't dump it on the person, because it's very invasive and it weighs the person down, it stresses them out, and they're going to do less good of a job for you, and it's manipulative as well. So I think that poster, she's having people do that to her. They're handing, they're handing stuff into your first layer in particular. So just get that out. It's not like an inbox for business people to dump stuff. So yeah, I would say that's why you get the leaking, because people are dumping energy in your first layer and also in your grounding. Someone says, Thank you for the healing. How did I do with calling back innocence? Good. Just keep working on the deserving it, because like you have more that wants to come back, but you're kind of like, yeah, but I have this problem and this problem and I have to work hard, and you have a little bit of that negative motivation style where you're like, well, but maybe if I get too happy, I'll be a bad person and I won't have discipline. You can be happy and disciplined. You can be happy and motivated, happy and mindful. It doesn't mean that you'll turn into some crazy person just because you're content. So just maybe extra heart chakra work, just so you keep bringing it in, because you did the part where you healed the far off, runaway innocent parts of you, but they're kind of queued up because you're a little stuck on that negative motivation stuff. So just be like, hey, I deserve to be happy. It's okay. I can work hard and be happy at the same time. I can have balance and happiness, that kind of idea. Someone says, thank you, Janet. You're welcome. So this is, let's see, more questions. Hi, Janet. Thank you so much for the healing. There are many times. So just for context, I don't think you received the healing. I think you healed yourself during the healing, but you're saying thank you for the live stream, and you're definitely welcome. There are many times while thinking about something that I will have a flash of bright light in my periphery. Is that my angel is trying to contact me? Yeah, one of your angels does that. Different angels do different things. I used to have, he doesn't do it anymore because I listen more. But when I wasn't listening, one of my angels would make my ear ring just a little bit, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, sorry, what, and that was one of my angels. But yeah, one of your angels does that. Just like, yeah. So I would just say, when you see the bright light, just center more. Breathe, wiggle your toes, feel your legs, maybe ground, maybe do a tricolor soak. I have that video, that 5-minute video, tricolor earth energy soak. You can do a really fast version of that. I'll type that out. Janet Wright. If you search just tricolor soak, you'll find it. But that'll center you enough that then, you just breathe, and then you'll probably realize what your angel is trying to point out to you. You'll think it as a thought, like, oh yeah, I'm forgetting that I need to eat right now. I haven't eaten in 7 hours, or, oh, I'm forgetting that, I should take a break right now, or something. So yeah, that is one of your angels. Someone says, I'm entering a new phase of my life. Feels like I've gained wisdom by letting go of things and ideas, and am ready to start creating. Do the angels have any advice? Yeah, I think they're like, you get a little bit expansive and like, oh, everything's different now. What's going on? What am I doing now? And they're like, okay, baby steps, stay grounded. Think of your earth energy in your legs, find a small project that you can rock and feel good about and make it happen, like just kind of rein it in, get very earthy, stay very earthy, keep those legs going with the earth energy, add like body validating habits, more of them, and think of some small, like low hanging fruit, like small victories that you can do, that you can accomplish. Maybe just journal a couple of them, and then, sleep on it and think about which one you should do first. So I hope that makes sense. I think I've read a couple from you, so I might skip this. Yeah, I'm going to skip it. I've done some questions for you. Someone says, hi, Janet. You mentioned leg energy depletion. Lots of pain in my legs. Can you take a look and see what is hanging around my legs for dear life? Sure. I don't think you got this healing, which is fine. I'm just, for my own reference. Yeah, I don't think you got this healing. But anyway, okay. Well, I think overall, again, like kind of sometimes when your legs are hurting, you have a lot of aura damage. And so you're just not as present everywhere. And so you're pulling out of everything. And so then your legs hurt. I mean, I think you have some physical plane issues with your legs. Um, I mean, I'm not a medical intuitive, so take this with a big grain of salt. But there may be some circulation issues. Maybe you need some cardio or some circulation socks. I don't know, but there may be physical plane stuff, like you need to work with your legs up sometimes, like physical stuff like that. But it looks like when they hurt the most is when you have aura damage in the back, and so you're pulled out of a lot of your chakras. So it's like you just kind of, which is typical. That happens with aura damage. When your aura gets too damaged, everything's too intense. And so the person's spirit just kind of floats above the body. So then, the energy that's already stagnant is going to get worse down here. So I guess just, aura repair, try to be more consistent with aura repair, because it looks like you're not consistent enough with aura repair. And then, back here, you can think of like the first and second layer in particular all around your legs, and use extra gold light there because you want them to flow. You want the innermost layer to be red if your first chakra is red, and then your second chakra, if that's orange, red, orange, right? Then you want that layer to be orange. So just don't force it, but if it's blocked up, it won't be those colors. It could be black or white or something. And so you just keep using gold light until you see more and more. There's, that video, I already mentioned it, Janet Wright, so Janet Wright Get Present 2-1 is for, just the second layer and the first layer stuff, if you want to walk through that. And I wrote after aura repair, because I think you're just not repairing your aura enough. So that's part of it. Okay. Somebody says, thank you so much for your guides. Probably meant guidance. Janet, I must go somewhere now. I will see your live again and again. Thank you from my heart. One love to you. Blessings. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you. That's so kind. Someone says, I know this is a good topic for me because I am sometimes very frustrated with where other people are at. I feel like there's a gap between us and I don't know how to bridge it. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I think you mean the topic that the healing was, which was the healing that we did earlier today, which was clear guilt, manipulation, expectation, and stop playing control games. So yeah, I mean, you could do like blanket exercise just to clear energy that triggers when you feel like you're not at peace with the way other people are. Keep stabilizing yourself, so that you don't get into invasive behaviors. I would say too, I noticed that indie grounding would be very big for you to practice more of. I noticed that when I was checking out your energy, you were really getting screwed with the communal grounding that you were doing, like, because you were linking up your grounding to other people that did not have energy safety at all. And so it was messing with all your lower chakras, because like the energy from them and all that's in their space was affecting all your lower chakras. So you were a lot less present just from that one thing of having communal grounding instead of indie grounding or independent grounding. So if someone doesn't know what that is, you can go to any of my recent live streams. There's probably going to be in the comment section indie grounding listed as one of the timestamp links, and you can just go there and figure out what indie grounding is. But basically it's you're just imagining your grounding nice and wide and flowing, and then just making sure it doesn't branch off to other people, just melting that away with gold light. All right. So someone says, great question. Thank you. Someone says, am I courting people? If time, am I leaking energy? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, you're courting people. Yes, you're leaking energy. I looked, and yesterday you had aura damage. Your spouse had aura damage. and you had damage to these good karma windows in the back, you know, like behind the neck and the head. We fixed that in today's healing. The good karma window damage, and the aura damage. So like at the moment, I guess, I mean, I guess if your question was, am I courting people lately? Yes, absolutely. But it was because of, you know, when you have less safety and presence, it's going to make you more triggered and therefore more potentially controlling to others. So, and the same thing was happening with your spouse. But right now, are you courting people? Yeah, I would say you still are. I think you're in a pattern of courting your spouse. I don't know why. It's certainly a common thing. It's not just you. You're not the only woman on the planet who's courting her husband. But I would suggest not doing that. It's pretty annoying for an adult to be courted by somebody else. And they may not consciously be annoyed with you, but eventually it just kind of builds up. So you're courting your spouse at the 7th and at the 1st chakra right now. I mean, there could be some behavior that he does that you're just not delighted with, but just try to, you know, because that's not really, it generally backfires when you try to control people, plus it's bad karma, plus it really backfires because then they get pissed at you and then are avoidant. So, you know, it's like it's a whole mess, you know? So yeah, I would say practice uncourting your spouse like every day. That could be a nice thing. Just take, you know, 30 seconds. And that way you can wash them out of your space too, you know? Which is very nice. I think you have some in-laws, you know, his parents and your parents courting you, most likely the women, your mom and his mom courting you. So, you know, you can practice uncourting them too, you know, just wash everybody out of you and then let go of your cords to them, including to your spouse. So good question. Leaking energy, now you're not, because that was definitely in the healing. I think before, yeah, you were leaking energy, mostly because you had big rips in your aura. So I don't know how often you repair your aura, but however often, it doesn't look like it's often enough. So I do have that 10-minute video. If you've already done aura repair once, you kind of get the concept. Then there's a 10-minute one if you just search Janet Wright aura repair. You'll see there's a 10-minute one where like I'm in the snow and I'm outside and I walk you through aura repair and unblocking grounding. So that could be something that, you know, just half listen while you make breakfast every day or something. That way you'll be safer and more whole, and so you'll be less likely to get into all those messes. I mean, it's not that you're not making progress. It's just that would help you make progress a lot faster if you were more consistent with aura repair. Okay, someone says, I think I already read a question for you, so I'm going to skip it. Someone says, how can I be shielded from constant courting to fake or obsessive person? To fake and or obsessive person. Oh, I think what you mean is they're courting you is what you're concerned about. Yeah, try that. You see, shield. I'm trying to answer it like you're asking 50 questions. It's funny on a spirit level. Like you type the question just fine, no problem. But like your spirit's like so excited. Like, what about this? What about this? What about this? So, okay, I'm gonna just have you pause for a sec. So, okay. There are a couple of things. You want to be more safe, right? I mean, you could try to help that person chill out, but that would be maybe step 2, step 3, or step 4, or step 5. First step is for more safety, because I don't see that you have your aura repaired like ever. So that would be something to get very good at. I mean, there are cases where you can have your angels make like a big gold wall between you and the other person, but a big gold wall may not work if your aura and your energy field is so damaged, you know, and then you resist and you judge that person. That's going to make it harder for your angels to keep you safe. So I would say you're going to have to work on yourself more, just so you can be more present and safe, and not judging that person. Like, okay, it's a fact if that person is, you know, doing certain behaviors, like maybe they steal things, or maybe they, are invasive or whatever, that those are facts. But then there's the judgment of like, they're terrible, they're toxic, they're, like there's a way of judging it versus just observing. So try to be just the observer, the non-judgmental observer, because that's going to mean that you're viewing from your sixth, not from like, oh, poor me, he's so awful. Because if you observe from your fourth, you tend to get stuck over it, and then you're resistant, and then that's a very weak position. So if you just observe the facts, don't get caught up in them, and then work more on your own safety. So you ask your angels, help to keep me safe from this person. But then you got to do more, I would say. Like learn aura repair. And the bottom of any of my recent live streams, if you look there, they'll be in the comment section. There's a whole bunch of timestamp links. So you could look for a timestamp link for aura repair and do that. Or you could, beneath all the timestamp links, there are video links. And there's, 2 different videos that I link pretty soon in the list for aura repair. So just get good at aura repair, I would say, is a good start. So you could be safer. Yeah, I would say work on yourself a lot. There is a video eventually to do to try to help that person to chill out and leave you alone. But I would say for a while, just work on yourself and ask your angels to help you with boundaries. So I hope that makes sense. So aura repair would be step 1. Someone, I think you asked a bunch already. So what's with all the fake angels? Why are they guiding us to do things? What's your experience with that? Well, fake angels, it's just beings try to be deceptive. If they're invasive, they gotta, different beings do it different ways. Some beings are just very quiet, so they hope that you don't notice them. Like, oh, I'll just be a rock here sitting in your space, but it's really a being. But they just want to, take up your energy and stay there. But other beings, they sort of are amused more with playing like they're really wise and they're guiding you, but they're really just taking up your energy, just like the little being that was a rock. So it's just different beings do different things. Some beings, they're more of an attacking method where they'll just throw a lot of energy at you, and that's how they try to get in and get some energy. But I don't really worry about it. I don't give them special names if I can avoid it. I mean, if I give them a name, it'll be some practical silly name. But yeah, what's with all of it? Whatever. It's just their thing. I don't have a more analytical answer than that. Okay. Someone says, Janet, lost my spot. Janet suggests how to guide mental health person, my son, so not to control them in their decision making. What guide do I ask to help them? Yeah, I would try that video that I've been talking about, Janet. If you search Janet Wright, I'll link it below later since I've mentioned it 15 times. But if you might not get the video if you're not subscribed, you could click subscribe to my channel and then click the bell icon so that you receive a video of each live stream I do right after it's done. Otherwise, YouTube makes you wait a full day. So you could do that if you want, click subscribe and then click the bell icon. And then when this is done, you'll get this as a video in your email. You'll get a link to it. But anyway, there's a video, Janet Wright, Resolve Conflict Boundary Issues. If you search YouTube and you put in the words Janet Wright, Resolve Conflict Boundary Issues, then that could help you start to help your son, because it's a very respectful video. It teaches you how to help someone in a really respectful way. And you might think, okay, that video is about someone I have a conflict with, and I don't necessarily have a conflict with my son, but it's just a respectful way to help people, to help them to work more with their angels, to help them to, so because, I mean, I think the problem with your son is he's very disconnected from his chakras and his aura. His aura is damaged. He has some chakra damage. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you could, get him one of the triplet sets, I would say, because it's a set of 3 healings that might be better for him. Because some people are just so open to archangel help that the healing masterclass is really nice for them. But I mean, it helps everyone. But I would say for him, since he's so out and damaged, I would say the triplets that would be better. But the alternative, which would be free, would be to just use that video, Janet Wright, Resolve Conflict Boundary Issues, but use it consistently with him, maybe a few times a week, just to keep reminding him that he can let his angels heal him and guide him, and that's okay, and that's a respectful way to do it. So that's what I would suggest. Someone says, thanks, Janet, you're welcome. Dancing. I don't know why that's a question there, but I'm dancing in my chair. Maybe that's what you mean. Someone says, during the meditation, I pulled my energy back from work colleagues, and it was a lot. I hope it's not negative energy I sent them when I give them tasks to team members, and sometimes I get stressed. Well, it's negative in that you're blocking them up by sending your life force to people. So, like I pointed out in the live stream, people can be invasive, but they mean well. Like maybe they're apologizing, and so they dump a lot of energy because they're apologizing. Or maybe, they're trying to be helpful, and they dump a lot of energy because they're trying to be helpful. So I would say try not to get caught up in the morality of it and, oh, was I a bad person? Just take that as a really like a wow moment, that wow, maybe that's why I'm missing a lot of energy these days. I'm giving it away, and just, practice calling back your energy. But yeah, I would say you hand out apology energy to work people. You hand out energy that you feel like is going to be supportive to some people at work, and it's just depleting you. It's blocking them up. So, you're not the only one at work that's doing it, so, but I would just say, yeah, it's a good place for improvement that would help you to have more energy and more confidence and more presence when you're around those people, and help them to function better when they're around you, and just in general, it would help them. So yeah, that's great that you noticed that. Woo! Good job. Someone says, what is planetary darkness energy? Planetary darkness energy. Okay, so the reason somebody is saying that, in part, I have a video where you ask angels to clean out planetary darkness energy from your body, mind, and spirit. You just say, angels, can you please clean out planetary darkness energy from my body, mind, and spirit? Yay, I love that. And then you can ask that same thing for them to clean it out from your home, from your car, from everyone you care about. From all the people on the planet, all the governments on the planet. So what is it? It's a catch-all. It means a lot. Like beings. It's just I think it's just a general healing, because planetary darkness energy, it's not just beings. It's like it's maybe like an orientation towards not being present, an orientation towards, all the big negatives like greed and deception and, oppression, stuff like that. So it's just bad stuff. So when you ask the angels to clean out planetary darkness energy for your body, mind, and spirit, it's just really cleansing. It's like a relief. It's like, woo! It's like getting an energy bath, Thank you. I needed that. So yeah, it's a catch-all. It means beings, but other stuff too. All right. Someone says, hi, Janet. Let me look at time. Ah, getting close. This is definitely the speed round. Let's see. I wonder if I'm really getting everybody's questions too. Sometimes the internet sort of betrays me and I don't get all the questions. So it says, hi, Janet. I've healed a lot and I have experienced many shifts with your videos. However, a constant problem I still struggle with is a debilitating lack of energy. What is something I can do to improve? Well, first to validate how far you've come lately, you know, in the last, like, say, month and a half, with the videos and the work that you've done with them, is that you're much more you. You know, you're much less like a grab bag of people that you care about and people you don't like and whatever, you know, you're much less of like a soup, you know. But that said, I think still communal grounding would be a very important thing for you to keep working. And it's, you know, deceptively, it's like so simple you would think, well, that's not something I need to work on. That's just easy. That's like putting on a shirt, right? But it's not really. I mean, for a, you know, communal ground, look up indie grounding if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's just, you know, so your grounding doesn't branch off to everybody because your grounding just keeps doing that. So I would say the problem with that is then you become like a vacuum and you suck up what's in everybody else's space that you're connecting to on a grounding level. So you don't want to be a vacuum of other people's junk, right? So I think the indie grounding, you know, like maybe just make a checklist for yourself every day, you know, aura repair, indie grounding. There's a video I have that I think would be nice for you now. If you search Janet Wright clear victim energy, you'll find at least one, if not two, good videos to work on. So I would say there's just still like kind of a, you're not quite vibrating with your strength. It's just sort of like a, you know, you're still a little bit in this pattern of like getting overwhelmed, and even if you are safe, you're kind of like still holding on to the resistance and the old, all that you've been through. You know, you've been through a lot. So I think the clear victim energy would help kind of wake you up out of that a lot faster, which, you know, yeah, good, right? And then there's a video, Janet Wright, Earth Energy Up Legs. You'll find it if you search this, Earth Energy Up Legs. I think that would be good too. So if you do the clear victim energy, the Earth Energy Up Legs, and the indie grounding, and the aura repair, of course. That could be a good like daily checklist. Okay. And once you learn a video, you can do like a mini version of it. You know, if you only have 10 minutes, you know, just do a mini version of all that, you know. Anyway, okay, good. So good job. I mean, debilitating lack of energy, I would say, is mostly because of the indie grounding. Because technically it's a third chakra issue, but all your lower chakras get overwhelmed because you have this communal grounding, and so all this energy is coming in from other people, messing up with all your lower chakras. So if you didn't have an indie grounding, you just cleared, if you didn't have a communal grounding and you just made sure it was just for you, then I think your lower chakras could relax and open up better. And then if you keep clearing the victim energy, you know, I think it's just going to help you to just get on the more upbeat side of life. So anyway, okay. Someone says mental illness is pervasive. Yes. A lot of times though, you know, mental illness and energy damage are very much hand in hand. I mean, there's some, it's not like aura repair fixes all mental illness or anything, but, you know, aura repair, chakra repair, you know, a lot of times, you know, for example, severe depression, a lot of times is really just aura and chakra damage that's been there for like years and years and years. And so it just wears the person down so much that they just feel so low. But yes, mental illness is very common. Someone says, I seem to have, now did you just use 2 different YouTube IDs? Oh, man. Sometimes people will use two different. Someone says, I seem to have more energy in the evenings than mornings during my work week. Are these cords from work colleagues or my own triggers? I think it's giving out your energy to work colleagues. So just call your energy back from work colleagues. I think at like the start of a workday, you become a little overly external because you're thinking about this meeting and this person and this interaction. So just, call your energy back, melt cords. If you need to wake up your third, you can, just rev it up a little. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. So this is, thank you so much for your time. Now I have a wonderful little playlist of your videos to go through tonight. Have a great week. You too. Wow, you have very long hair now. So cute. Thank you. Yeah, I think summer's my chi is stronger in the summer, so it's making my hair grow real fast right now. I'm like a chia pet. That's my timer. Let's do a 5-minute speed round. Okay, now I'm only going to read things from people I haven't read before. I think this one I haven't read before. Sometimes it's challenging for me to feel like I'm grounding in the back of my aura behind me. Wonder what your thoughts are about grounding in the back. I think that's because your aura is really damaged in the back. So I think do aura repair, because I think your aura is supposed to be a bubble all around you, but if someone, bashed it in for the last 2 weeks, then it's not. So, I think you're missing a big part of your aura back there. And so that's why, the grounding, there's nothing for it to kind of link onto if your aura is all ripped up here. So I would say repair your aura first and then redo your grounding. That should make more sense. So if you have never done aura repair before, then my video Janet Wright Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones. So if you just search Janet Wright Gold Buffers, you'll find it. Janet Wright Gold Buffers. And that will teach aura repair, ironically. If you search Janet Wright Aura Repair, you get a different, shorter video. You get that one too, but anyway. Janet Wright Gold Buffers will get you the aura repair video for first learning it for the first time. Thank you so much, Janet. You're welcome. Indie grounding message received. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for doing a Q&A, Janet. Thank you. I don't, but I have a stalker. Yeah, if you have a literal stalker, then they are, it's definitely obviously an energy safety thing. Yeah, your angels can protect you in that case, but I would say still very much work on your own safety, because what happens is, there are energies that will try to intimidate you and motivate that person. So if you get really, really safe and work on cleaning your energy out, you're like picking out half of the control situation. And so that person, they may still remain controlling, but they may latch onto somebody else, which, is unfortunate, but it won't be you. If they're not ready to evolve and the angels don't force them to evolve, then you can't stop that, but they might just spin their wheels on something else and less on you then. So the first step still would be for you to get as safe as you can be, or repair, chakra repair, grounding, stuff like that. It says, hello, what do you do to help with menopause? It's a funny question to take right at the end. Well, I haven't gotten there yet, but when I do, I will, I will just work my chakras. Probably menopause, for some people, it's like your Kundalini turns on a lot. So if you use my Kundalini playlist, learn about Kundalini and turn it down, that should help. You could also get acupuncture, traditional Chinese medicine, that could help to keep it in check. Maybe a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner could give you herbs, you know, to take that would help it more. Because sometimes something is so physically rooted that the energy stuff helps a lot, but then you need a physical intervention as well, like, you know, herbal tea or something. But yeah, I do have a Kundalini playlist. So if you just search Janet Ray Kundalini, that'll probably bring it up. And it's just some good Kundalini videos in there that you could learn. So you can learn to turn down your Kundalini. Because Kundalini is a body energy. It's generated below the first chakra in your Kundalini chakra. And it's like a flame that goes up your spine. And it can just rev really strong, particularly during menopause, but other times. And so, you know, like when people wake up and they just can't go back to sleep and they're like so awake, that's because their Kundalini is on too much. So if you learn through the Kundalini videos that I have to turn it off when you need to turn it off, or just turn it way down, you know, like if you're too hot, you know, turn your Kundalini down. But yeah, traditional Chinese medicine is pretty awesome with, you know, like they know, like, okay, foods are either warming or cooling, and it's just so much knowledge, and, you know, the herbs, and it's cool stuff. So maybe that could be something you consider as well, to get a good traditional Chinese medicine practitioner. Okay, someone says thanks a bunch. All right, guys, let me see how many people are watching. Just I'm curious. 20 people. I bored everybody. No, I don't think I bored everybody. It's just I did a healing earlier too. All right, you guys were so awesome, and thank you so much for your questions. And I will do another Q&A next month. When is that? There are healings available on my website. And so the next group healing is already sold out, but it's a cool theme. You can watch it anyway. Love Life, Clearing Out Blocks, Clarity, Positive Change. And that's Friday, August 7th, 9th, and 11th. And the Q&A is after the Sunday, August 9th healing. Basically, the Q&As are after the Sunday healings. So that's all on my website, janetwrightreadings.com. All the themes through October. Okay, guys, you're awesome.